Found footage films turn ordinary recordings into immersive nightmares, blurring reality to exploit primal fear. The genre began in 1980 with Cannibal Holocaust. So realistic. Its director faced murder charges. People were that stupid to believe this is reality, not a movie. Just kidding. It exploded in 1999 with the Blair Witch Project, one of my favorites, a 16,000 film that grossed $250 million by marketing itself as real recovered footage. This marketing technique to say a movie is based on reality was used in other movies like The Conjuring 2013, Strangers 2008, perfect movies, go and watch them. And it is actually very effective because I remember when I wanted to watch The Conjuring 2013, and in the pre-launch of it, in the pre-marketing, that I heard that this movie is based on true stories. I saw some, kind of interviews from Nancy, one of the girls. I was like terrified. And when I watched the movie, I was even more terrified because I was thinking that this really happened? And is this happening right now? And is Bathsheba here right now? I was terrified at that time, not now. So, a very effective technique. Let's continue. The Blair Witch Project, I was saying. No monsters, just raw dread. In 2007, Paranormal Activity perfected the formula. I know that one of my favorites. And it was truly scary. I was terrified the first time I watched it. Back then. It cost $15,000, one setting, and supernatural terror documented and not staged. It proved authenticity scares more than spectacle. And the question is why it works. Because found footage hacks or brings trust in recordings. But at that time, shaky cams, glitches, and POV perspectives make you complicit. You're not watching, you're recording the horror itself. The format evolved beyond horror, like, for example, Cloverfield made kaiju attacks feel like disaster footage. Some people believe that. Believe me.
Are you guys seeing this shit right now? Oh my god!
Films like Wreck, or even films like Lake Mungo, a mockumentary, and Noroi weaponized claustrophobia, grief, and curses. From VHS franchise to Gunjam Hospital Asylum in 2018, the genre keeps redefining fear. The question comes up, why found footage movies are not as scary as they were 20 years ago? The answer is simple. Found footage horror used to feel scary because it looked like real people filming something scary. But now, viewers are used to shaky cameras and fake real setups, so it doesn't surprise us anymore. Also, many movies follow the same patterns, making them feel predictable instead of, frightening. So, in short terms, no new idea. Boom! Today, we count down the greatest found footage movies of all time for your Halloween. The revolutionary, the terrifying, the unforgettable. You can put them on your Halloween watch list as well. I am Dave, and I love horror movies. Welcome to Hitchcock Speaks. Let's begin with number 10. Creep 2014. Let's get it started. So the movie Creep 2014 is about Aaron. So Aaron needs money and he finds a job on Craigslist. A man named Joseph pays him to film a video diary. Joseph says he's dying and wants to leave messages for his unborn son. They meet in a remote cabin, and at first Joseph seems nice. Then he acts strange. He takes off his clothes for a bubble bath. He jumps out, screaming.
Joseph?
Wearing a scary wolf mask called Peach Fuzz. Aaron feels trapped, and the job becomes a nightmare. Joseph is not a ghost, he's just a man. That makes it scarier. The cabin feels like a prison, and the camera shows everything. When Joseph laughs too loud or cries fake tears, you feel nervous, and you think, can normal people become dangerous this fast? The found footage makes you feel like you're there with Aaron, and it cannot escape. The scare factor for this one from me was 40%, and the Hitchcock Speaks overall score would be a 6 out of 10. This movie turns a simple job into pure fear. If you're loving these pics, hit like and subscribe. More killer recommendations are coming your way. Number 9. The Blair Witch Project, 1999. So this movie follows Heather. Heather is a film student and she takes two friends into the forest. They want to make a documentary about a local legend called the Blair Witch. They bring cameras and food and they walk deep into the woods. Then they get lost and days later people find their cameras. The footage shows their fear growing and the woods seem alive. Something is haunting them. So there are no monsters in this movie, and only trees and darkness, but it feels terrifying, at least it felt for me. And Heather and her friends cannot find their way out. I mean, every night they hear strange sounds, the camera shakes as they panic, and you feel like you're lost with them, and you hear them breathe, you see them cry, and you wonder, will they survive? So the scare factor for this one for me was 45%, and Hitchcock Pixel score for this one is an 8 out of 10, since this was a revolutionary movie in the genre of fan footage. Number 8 is As Above, So Below, 2014. The story follows Scarlett. Scarlett is an archaeologist and she leads a team into the Paris catacombs. They search for a treasure called the Philosopher's Stone. The catacombs are tunnels full of human bones, and suddenly the tunnels change. Walls block their path back. New tunnels appear that should not exist, and the air gets thin. They start to lose their minds. The horror comes from the tunnels themselves. In my opinion, they seem alive and the camera shows you everything. You see the team crawl through tight spaces, which gives you the kind of claustrophobia fear, and you hear them gasp for air, and you feel trapped with them. This is not, an adventure movie. It's a journey into hell underground. So the scare factor for this one for me was 50%, and Hitchcock Pixel score would be a 6.5 out of 10. Number 7, Paranormal Activity 2007. So the story is about Katie and Mika. They live in a normal house, and strange things start happening slowly. Doors open by themselves at night. They hear footsteps walk in the hall, and they think a demon is haunting them. So they set up cameras to record what happens. And the recordings show the demon getting stronger and more dangerous. This movie feels very real. I mean, it's one of my favorites. Nothing scary happens for a long time, and the suspense is really high. And things start happening, and small things start happening. And the more a door moves, a key disappears, but it makes you nervous, and you wait for something bad to happen next. And when it does, it shocks you without any jump scare. And the camera makes you feel like you are in the room with them. Your home will feel different after watching this, I promise. The scare factor for this one for me was 60%. It is really it was at that time very terrifying, to be honest. And definitely it is for people who have not yet watched it. And the Hitchcock overall score for this one is 7.5 out of 10. This movie, proves that small things can be the scariest. Number 6 on our list is Wreck 2007. So the story follows Angela, who's a TV reporter, and she follows firefighters to an apartment building. They go to help an old woman, but the woman attacks them, and it's very strange. She is sick with a virus that makes people violent and crazy.
Señora.
Soon, the building is locked, and no one can escape. Sick people are everywhere. Angela keeps filming as everything falls apart. So the horror happens very fast. 1 minute everything is normal, the other, people are screaming, dying, and running. The camera shakes as Angela runs, which makes it a little bit more scary, but I understand some people don't like it. You see blood in this movie, you hear terrible noises, and you feel trapped in the building with them. So the sick people move like, believe me, animals, and they are fast and strong. It feels impossible to survive, and it makes you believe in, I don't say zombies, but things that really don't exist. You have to go and watch it to understand what I'm saying. So the scare factor for this one was 68% for me, and Hitchcock's overall score for this is 7.8 out of 10. This movie will make you afraid of sick people. Number 5, House LLC 2015. So the story follows a group of people who open a haunted house attraction. They call it Hell House. On opening night, something goes wrong and 15 people die mysteriously. Later, a documentary team investigates and they watch the security footage from that night. The footage shows strange things. Mannequins move by themselves, shadows appear out of nowhere, and definitely something evil was in the house. The scary parts are not obvious, you have to watch carefully, and in the background of shots, you see things move, and you see figures standing where they should not be. The camera makes you look closely at everything. When you see the horror, it feels worse than any jump scare. This movie, proves that what you do not see can be the scariest. The scare factor for this one would be a 70%, and Hitchcock picks a score a 6.8 out of 10. This movie will make you afraid of mannequins, and you might want to break yours after watching. Number 4. The Taking of Deborah Logan, 2014. The story follows Deborah, who's an old woman with Alzheimer's disease. A film crew makes a documentary about her life, and at first, she seems sweet but confused. Then her behavior changes. She speaks in strange voices. She crawls on the ceiling, and her body twists in impossible ways.
This is not normal sleepwalking. You should come see this. It's not good, Doc.
Something evil is taking over her mind and body. This movie feels very personal, and the camera shows Deborah's family suffering. They watch her become a monster, and you see her daughter cry, you see her fear. The found footage makes you feel like you're in the room with them. So when Deborah's, things happens to Deborah and she walks, kind of strangely, and those scenes, it feels terrifying because she was once a normal grandmother. Seeing those scenes would be terrifying for anyone who watches this movie for the first time. The scare factor for this one for me was 80%, and the Hitchcock Pixar score would be a 7.2 out of 10. This movie will make you afraid of getting old, to be honest. Number 3, Lake Mungo, 2008. The story follows Alice, who was a teenage girl and who drowned and died. Her family is sad, and a documentary team investigates her death. They show footage Alice recorded before she died. They show photos taken after she died. And in one photo, for example, Alice stands in her old room and she looks directly at the camera, but she's supposed to be dead, and the footage feels too real to be fake. This movie is not loud or fast, it's a very slow-paced movie, but it feels very wrong. The camera shows normal things that become scary. For example, a blurry face in a photo, a dark shape in the background. The movie makes you feel, sad and scared at the same time. It feels like watching real evidence of a ghost, and you will think about it for days after watching it. The scare factor for this one is 84% for me, and Hitchcock's Pixar score would definitely be an 8 out of 10. This movie proves that silence can be scarier than screams, and definitely try to watch it during the day. Number 2, The Poughkeepsie Tapes, 2007. The story follows police that find hundreds of video tapes in a house. The tapes show serial killer torturing and killing people. The killer recorded everything he did for years, and the movie shows parts of these tapes. You see his victims suffer, and you see him plan his crimes. It feels like watching real evidence, and it feels too real to be just a movie. So there are no ghosts or demons in this movie, only, human evil. It's a very disturbing movie, so I don't recommend this to everyone. The camera shows you terrible things, and you see people in pain, and you hear them beg for their lives. I said it's very disturbing. The found footage makes you feel like an accomplice, which is, as I said, very disturbing for some people to be watched. You feel helpless and sick, and this movie shows that real people can be more scary than anything else out there. The scare factor for this one for me was 85%, and Hitchcock's Pixar score would be a 6.5 out of 10. Since I don't like these kind of movies, disturbing movies, they really disturb me. So I don't recommend this to everyone to watch this. It would be a very hard watch. Number 1 on our list, Grave Encounters, 2011. So this story follows a TV crew that investigate an abandoned asylum. They pretend to be ghost hunters, and at first nothing happens. Then the doors lock by themselves, and the walls start to move. Always change and lead back to the same place, and ghosts appear and disappear. The crew's camera records everything as they lose their minds.
Did you get that?
And the asylum itself becomes a prison of horror. This movie breaks all the rules. Reality falls apart, and the camera shows impossible things, like, walls bend, ghosts teleport, and people scream and vanish, you feel like you are, going crazy with them. And the fear never stops. It gets worse and worse until the end. This is kind of the scariest found footage movie for many people, and for me, the same. And the scare factor for this one for me was 93%, and the Hitchcock's Picks overall score would be 8.8 out of 10. This movie will make you afraid of, dark hallways forever. So do not watch it alone at night.
Okay, you're in here.
Alright, we've covered the top 10 scariest found footage movies, but some films didn't quite make the list. So let's start with number 1, Gunjam Haunted Asylum 2018. This story follows a group of internet explorers that visit a haunted asylum. They stream their visit live online, and thousands of people watch. Soon, strange things, happen. Doors lock and people disappear. The viewers watch in horror as the team members vanish one by one. This feels like watching people die in real time. This movie from Korea is very intense, and watch it if you're brave. Number 2, Megan is Missing 2011. So the story follows Megan, who's a 14-year-old girl and who talks to people online. She meets a boy and goes to meet him. She never comes back. Her best friend tries to find her. The movie shows their chats, videos, and what happened to Megan. It feels too real, and it feels like watching a true crime story. This movie is not scary, it is disturbing and sad. Many people cannot sleep after watching it, not from fear, but from sadness. Number 3, Norway, The Curse, 2005. So this story follows a man who makes a documentary about paranormal events. He investigates the strange happenings. So people disappear, animals act weird, and a doll seems cursed. At first, the movie is slow and confusing. Then everything comes together in a terrifying ending. The curse feels real and dangerous. This Japanese movie builds fear slowly. It will stay in your mind for weeks after watching. I mean, this is one of the most terrifying Japanese movies I ever watched. Number 4, VHS 2012. The story follows a news team that visits a religious cult. They want to expose their secrets, but the cult is more dangerous than they imagined. People drink poison, strange creatures are born, the camera spins and shows chaos and blood. This segment is like a nightmare that never ends. This part of the movie is the most intense, to be honest, and it feels like a heart attack in video form. Number 5, The Den 2013. The story follows Elizabeth, who tests a new video chat website. She talks to strangers online, and soon someone hacks her computer. This person watches her through her camera. He threatens her, and he knows where she lives. He's always watching, and the movie shows how dangerous the internet can be. This movie feels too real, and it might make you want to cover your webcam forever. Alright people, these movies are very scary. If you feel disturbed after watching, I understand. Horror movies affect us because they feel real, and there's always something unknown in them. So you made it through this list, and thanks for that. Subscribe to my channel for more horror movie lists, and we'll explore scary movies together later. Be careful out there.